Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader Reading Books for You. Today I will be reading Chapter 14 from Five Sisters, Warriors of Finella by Kathy Marwin. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 14. Early in the morning, Emmanuel woke the girls up. Usually, he didn't wake them at the time, so the girls were a little confused. They wanted to know what was it all about. "Why did you wake us up so early?" Analokan asked Emmanuel. "Because I need to talk to you about something. I heard something during the night. It sounded like someone was opening the front door and leaving the house, then coming back after a long time and entering your room. Someone was going out this night and not for a short time. I would like to ask the one who did that to explain what was that all about." None of the sisters answered. Everyone was just silent, not knowing what Emmanuel was talking about at all. "So, someone is hiding something here from the others. It's not possible that it wasn't one of you." "Maybe it is. What if it was someone else?" Bella said. "I doubt it," Emmanuel muttered. "So, what do we do now?" Lou asked. "I really do not know." But then something was heard in the distance. Some noise coming from outside was getting closer and closer to the Five Sisters' house. It sounded like some kind of footsteps or something similar. Then some other sounds were heard, like whistling, screaming, growling, and the sound of rattling metal weapons. Emmanuel looked out the window and saw what he had not hoped for. A worried look appeared on his face, and he kept staring through that window. Part of Leonida's army of monsters approached the house, loudly and quickly. When the girls saw this, they could not believe their eyes. This was not clear to Emmanuel either. He did not understand how Leonida found them. "Girls, we have to fight. Quick, get your weapons and let's go," Emmanuel said quickly. They exited the house and waited for the army to get close enough. But then, suddenly, the army stopped. The sisters were quite confused. They stood frozen, not knowing what would happen next. Then Marceline appeared before them, looking at them with her infamous look. "I assume you didn't expect this," Marceline began. "Just say what you're up to now, you bastard," Zita snapped at her. "Oh, nothing special. We just came to destroy you. That's all. No reason to wait any longer." "Let's begin." "Army, destroy them!" Marceline exclaimed. Then the sisters had to deal with the army. Boldly and without any fear, they went into the battle. They fought deftly, precisely, without panic. They used all the acquired knowledge about fighting. Lou fought almost relentlessly, knowing that by doing so she was defending her life and part of their country, Finella. She handled her sword as if she had been doing it for years. Soon Emmanuel joined the fight. Although he also fought deftly and fiercely, he was still a little afraid of these battles. But then he noticed that Analokan was in danger from behind. He ran quickly and jumped on the monster, managing to get it. When Analokan saw this, she was speechless. She just smiled kindly. which was a silent thank you to Emmanuel for saving her life. In the meantime, Zita fought Marceline, but Marceline was really so skilled that it was almost impossible to hurt her at all. Then Zita swung a metal hand fan and a spike flew into Marceline's hand. But it meant nothing to her. She just took the spike out of her hand as if nothing had happened. "What are you made of?" Zita asked Marceline. "Well, a little bit of everything. Just so you know, metal spikes can't do anything to me." When Zita heard this, she knew it would make this fight against Marceline more difficult. As she continued to fight, she came up with an unusual idea. She was pretty sure it would hit Marceline. "Analogan, direct that seawater at her," Zita said. Listening to her, Analogan directed the water at Marceline. When she was completely flooded, she just screamed painfully. "Retreat!" Marceline said last, after which the army withdrew from that place. Only the sisters and Emmanuel were left standing on the battlefield. This time they managed to pull out a live head. Emmanuel was proud of the girls because they fought so bravely. "Well done, girls. Besides, I commend Zita for concluding that Marceline could be defeated by seawater. How did you come up with that?" "Well, you know the saying, whoever is not fixed by fire will be fixed by water," Zita said. "That's not how it's said at all," Loranura claimed. "That's what they say in my village." "Okay, now we've solved it, but I'm worried about another thing. Marceline couldn't just know where we were. I'm not comfortable saying that, but I feel like we have a traitor." "What? It is not possible," Lou said. "Oh, it's possible. Someone crossed over to Leonidas' side and betrayed us. Girls, pack all your things because we can't stay here anymore." "And where are we going?" Zita asked. "To the forest. There I will prepare you for the final battle, but I will also observe you to find out who is our traitor. Come on, get your things and let's go." After everyone had packed up, they went deep into the forest. They walked for a long time along the forest paths until they came across a good place. There they unpacked and set up tents. The girls trained until late at night. They were very tired and exhausted, so they went to bed. But Lou still couldn't sleep. It bothered her that one of them was a traitor. She didn't want to guess who it might be because she didn't want to blame the innocent. Then Loranura woke up too. She could not sleep for the same reason as Lou. "Lou, you also can't sleep?" Loranura asked her. "Yes, I can't believe any of us is a traitor. I thought we were a team, that we would be together for better or for worse, but then one of us ruined everything. Doesn't it mean anything to her that we are 5 sisters, warriors protecting Finella? No, she really doesn't care about all that." "Listen, we can't know what's in other people's heads, but I have to admit I suspect someone." "Who?" "Zita. Remember when she was supposed to sabotage Marceline for the first time, but she accidentally hurt Bella? I honestly don't think it was a coincidence. Previously, she claimed she never misses." "Well, that's suspicious, but I still would not draw premature conclusions." "You're right. Nothing is certain yet." After that conversation, Lou and Leonora soon fell asleep. The night was calm and dark, and the only sounds were made by some small animals. The moon was barely visible from all those gray clouds that covered the sky. But suddenly there was another sound. It sounded like someone was sneaking out of the tent. Leonora was awakened by the sound and was a little frightened, but she wanted to know what was going on there. She got up and came out of the tent. Then she saw the person she was looking for. Zita stood in front of her, looking surprised to see Leonora. "Zita, what are you doing here? Why do you go out at night?" Leonora asked, still a bit confused. "Well, I just needed some fresh air, that's all." Then all of Leonora's suspicions coincided. Now she was sure of what she doubted. "You're a traitor!" Leonora shouted. "How can you say that? I am loyal to the team," Zita claimed. "Really? You sneak out at night. You hurt team members. You're more aggressive than all of us. It all points to just one thing." "What?" "Listen, I don't usually sneak out at night. I just needed some fresh air." "You're lying! I know you're lying." "It's not true, you stupid Viter. You Viters are all liars and cheaters." "Oh, so this is discrimination. You hate me because I'm not a normal human," Leonora shouted. "I hate you because you're an asshole." Then Leonora fell silent abruptly. Her next move was completely different. "So, do you want to fight, Zita? Come on, hit me," Leonora challenged Zita. "No, then I'll be the one who started it, and I really don't want a fight." "So, you're weak. You can't hit me either. Come on, show me what you know." "I won't." "Come on, fool. I am waiting." Then Zita lost control. The anger in her was stronger than reason. She punched Leonora in the middle of the face, and Leonora started bleeding from her nose. But she fought back. Leonora slapped Zita too, but not as hard as Zita slapped her. Then Zita became angrier than before. She threw Leonora on the floor and began beating her with all her strength. Suddenly, Emmanuel came there, and all the other sisters. They couldn't believe what had happened there. "Stop it!" Emmanuel cried. "What are you doing? Are you arguing again? Zita, why are you hurting Leonora, who is weaker than you?" "But she provoked me," Zita defended herself. "Leonora, is that true?" "No, not at all. I just asked her a few questions, and she started slapping me," Leonora said. "It's not true. You told me I was a traitor, and I am not," Zita claimed. Emmanuel no longer knew who was lying and who was telling the truth. He just returned to the tent without a word. After this, the other sisters came to help injured Leonora, but none of them wanted to talk to Zita. She noticed this, and she knew that the others would now consider her a traitor. She cried softly, though she didn't cry often. This time, she felt only sadness and isolation. Nobody noticed because everyone thought that Zita was strong and that she couldn't be so sad. But this time, she was sadder than ever before. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 15. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.